Most people think the deadliest animal humans ever hunted was a mammoth. Others would guess a saber-toothed cat, or perhaps a giant cave bear. Those animals were certainly dangerous, but they were probably not the deadliest prey our ancestors ever faced. The real answer is far more surprising. It was an animal so powerful that even a successful hunt could end in tragedy. One wrong move could leave an entire hunting party injured or dead. And yet, early humans hunted it again and again for hundreds of thousands of years. Why? Because survival demanded it. To understand why humans willingly confronted one of the most dangerous animals on Earth, we have to travel back to a world long before cities, farming, or even written language. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, vast grasslands stretched across Africa, Europe, and Asia. Herds of enormous animals wandered these open landscapes. Early humans had no metal weapons, no bows, no horses, no armor. Their greatest technology was cooperation. Archaeological sites across Africa and Eurasia reveal stone spear points, butchered animal bones, and hunting camps dating back hundreds of thousands of years. These discoveries tell us that our ancestors were not merely scavengers. They actively hunted animals many times their own size. At first glance, mammoths seem like the obvious answer. Adult woolly mammoths stood over 3 meters tall and could weigh as much as 10 tons. Their tusks alone could stretch several meters. Hunting one required extraordinary planning. But mammoths had one important weakness. They were relatively slow and often traveled in predictable family groups. Hunters could exploit cliffs, marshes, or narrow valleys to increase their chances of success. Another famous candidate is the saber-toothed cat. Its enormous canine teeth have made it one of prehistory's most recognizable predators. Yet evidence that humans regularly hunted saber-toothed cats is surprisingly limited. Most encounters were likely defensive rather than deliberate hunts. So if it wasn't the mammoth or the saber-toothed cat, what was it? Many archaeologists point instead to an animal that still exists today, the hippopotamus. At first, that sounds ridiculous. Hippos spend much of their day relaxing in rivers. They don't hunt people. They aren't covered in sharp claws. But appearances can be deceptive. A fully grown hippopotamus can weigh more than 1,500 kilograms. Despite that enormous size, it can run faster than most humans over short distances. Its jaws can open to nearly 150 degrees, producing one of the strongest bite forces among land mammals. Modern wildlife records consistently rank hippos among Africa's deadliest large animals. Every year, they are responsible for numerous fatal attacks on people who enter their territory. Now imagine confronting one without modern weapons. Evidence from archaeological sites suggests that prehistoric humans butchered hippopotamuses long before the invention of agriculture. Stone cut marks on hippo bones indicate systematic hunting and processing rather than simple scavenging. Why would anyone attempt such an incredibly dangerous hunt? Because the reward was enormous. One successful hippo could provide thousands of calories for an entire community. Its meat fed families, its hide became useful material, its bones could be shaped into tools. For small groups living in unpredictable environments, a single successful hunt might mean the difference between survival and starvation. But hunting hippos required something far more important than strength. It required planning. Unlike many predators, humans evolved to cooperate on an exceptional scale. Individuals communicated, assigned roles, anticipated one another's actions, and adapted their strategies as conditions changed. Anthropologists often describe cooperation as humanity's greatest survival tool. A lone human stood almost no chance against a hippopotamus. A coordinated group became something entirely different. Some hunters distracted the animal, others waited with spears. Still others blocked escape routes or prepared for the final strike. Each individual depended on everyone else. That same pattern appears throughout human evolution. Whether hunting giant herbivores, crossing dangerous landscapes, or building early settlements, cooperation repeatedly allowed humans to overcome challenges that no single person could solve alone. Interestingly, the deadliest hunted animal was dangerous not only because it could kill people, it also forced humans to become better thinkers. Planning a hunt required remembering seasonal movements, understanding animal behavior, crafting reliable weapons, communicating effectively, and trusting dozens of other people to perform their roles. Each successful hunt became both a meal and a lesson. Over thousands of generations, those lessons may have helped shape many of the cognitive abilities humans still rely on today. Of course, hippos were not the only dangerous prey. Across different regions, ancient hunters also pursued wild cattle known as aurochs, giant deer, woolly rhinoceroses, and massive elephants. Each posed its own deadly risks. What made the hippopotamus remarkable was the combination of incredible physical power, territorial aggression, and the fact that humans continued hunting it despite those dangers. Even today, experienced wildlife experts give hippos extraordinary respect. Boats avoid disturbing them. Researchers maintain safe distances. Conservation workers treat them as unpredictable and potentially lethal. Modern technology has changed our relationship with dangerous animals, but it has not changed the animals themselves. The risks remain real. Looking back at prehistoric hunting also changes how we think about early humans. Popular culture often portrays them as primitive or reckless. The archaeological evidence tells a different story. These were patient observers, careful planners, skilled toolmakers, excellent communicators. Their survival depended far more on intelligence than brute force. That may be humanity's greatest evolutionary advantage, not sharper teeth, not stronger muscles, not faster legs, the ability to work together. So what was the deadliest animal humans ever hunted? There may never be one perfect answer. Different environments produced different dangers, and new archaeological discoveries continue to reshape our understanding of prehistory. But few animals combined immense size, extraordinary aggression, and repeated evidence of human hunting quite like the hippopotamus. The next time you see one peacefully floating in a river, it may look calm, it may even look lazy, but beneath the surface is one of the most dangerous large mammals our species has ever challenged. And perhaps that is the real story. The history of humanity is not simply the history of defeating nature. It is the history of learning how to face impossible odds together. Every successful hunt represented courage, planning, cooperation, and trust. Those qualities carried our ancestors through countless dangers and eventually built the civilizations we live in today. Long before skyscrapers, satellites, or written history, small groups of humans stood before animals that could end their lives in an instant. They survived not because they were the strongest creatures on Earth, but because they learned something far more powerful. They learned how to become stronger together.